Wow, Matteo Berrettini with the ace. We are rolling. Yeah, it's a bad call for me, but I don't care. I don't care so much. This thing has been going pretty good for me today. A little live tennis commentary there for 5 seconds. Matteo Berrettini shocks the world. It's a place where he's comfortable, Wimbledon. By the way, I had to get more comfortable. Had to break out a more current Roger Federer racket instead of this one, because some people watch it might not realize Roger played with this thing like 10 plus years ago. Had to put on a Federer hat. Had to do a lot of stuff to make sure, because after the last couple of videos, it seems like some people think I've made the full switch to Joker Nole fan, and I don't like Federer or something. Of course I love Federer, and the best thing about this, let me paint a picture for you first. Earlier today, Alexander Davidovich, as Federer's former coach Paul Anaconda would say, Alejandro Davidovich Fokina, leading in a, now they do it at 6 games all, by the way. 5th set tie break. Remember that, 2019? You had to get all the way to 12 games apiece to get that tie break. Would it have mattered if the rule was the way it is today back in 2019 in that final? Would it have changed tennis histoire? Oh, by the way, we have a little bit of French style. Well, excuse me, no. In honor of Matteo Berrettini, I've got this sparkling Italian mineral water. You can hear that's authentic. Some people say, is that real liquid you're drinking? Are you really drinking things? And we have vegetables. Le jardin anglais right there, because it's Wimbledon time. And of course, we've got my excellent draw here. We're ready to roll. I'm happy, Federer's gone, but he's inspired so much awesome play. Not the one I have to talk about first, though. Davidovich Fokina, 6-all, 10-point tiebreak, up 6-1, 6-2, leading the whole time, always making you feel like he's going to win. But there's a reason why my excellent draw here, I have picked Holger Rooney, because this guy is clutch and believes in himself. So I like the guy a lot. Take it away, Chris Eubanks with the call. What happens at 8-all in the 10-point tiebreak after Davidovich Fokina has been leading the whole time?
8-all on the breaker. 8-all on the breaker. See this serve and volley, no side spin or anything on it. What a decision to make. I mean, full-on commitment. You gotta like that. He chose to serve and volley on it, but at that point,
I don't think I like it even with full commitment. They put him on the spot, and he's a good analyst, Chris Eubanks. All right, great call. Let's look at Eubanks himself. By the way, comment below. Does that go down as how bad of a shot in Wimbledon history is that? Is that the worst shot decision of all time in Wimbledon history? Let's go to Chris Eubanks himself. The guy said he was inspired by Federer, and he did this several times today, but let's show you the one in the final set tiebreak.
I don't know why he continues to hit it there,
because he kept hitting winners from the backhand side off serve return all day. This is a great number for Chris Eubanks fans out there. You want to see an American. He's taken the role of John Isner, but obviously he moves better than Isner, and this is a key for me. I think he has more weapons than Isner as long as he believes in himself. Has it in the past, appears that he does now, especially after winning on that grass court in Mallorca. 65 winners. If this was a John Isner match, how many of those winners would be aces? For Eubanks, it's only 23 aces, 25 unforced. I mean, that's outrageous numbers, right? He's plus 40 in the winners to unforced errors differential. But if it was 40 of those were aces, it wouldn't be as impressive to me. Yeah, impressive from a serving standpoint only. You'd say, it's more impressive when Isner hits all those aces. But to me, this shows me that he's got more weapons than just the big serve. Can he beat Stef Tsitsipas? I think that match is coming up the day after tomorrow. Anyways, moving on. As a Fed fan, you even see it in Djokovic's game. He's adapted to become more offensive. He borrowed things that Roger Federer was so good at Wimbledon, like spot serving from the Joker, which really helps him now. Let's go to some more big baby Fed. It's Chris Eubanks, right? He's like baby Fed, but he's really tall. So he's a big baby Fed out there. Let's go to the OG baby Fed, Grigor Dimitrov. Over Tiafoe. I picked Dimitrov to win this, but I was reluctant to. Now, this is a match like Andy Murray style where he might be able to come back and lose tomorrow. But look, does that remind you of Roger Federer? And listen to them how they explain. This is what I'm always talking about. Guys with a good slice are always going to have a better chance on grass. Tiafoe can hit a good slice. He's got a better slice than Tsitsipas, I would say. But this is a bad slice. Watch. Oh, well, we'd have to replay the whole thing again. Let's do it. It starts with the slice. Watch carefully. It's the floating slice where Dimitrov's able to hit a cross-court forehand that puts him on the defensive. The next forehand, he's able to get around short in the court, inside out, and just blast on it. And then the way that thing, straight arm contact out front, Flat, kind of Tsitsipas style. It's the OG Federer style forehand. Alcaraz hitting him like that too. Finds the back of the line. Right, here's that short, fluttery little slice. Out of position. Look how he fell back. Tsitsipas had, not Tsitsipas.
Slice just sat, and it gave Dimitrov
Tiafoe
to
had to
start getting
fall
ahead
back.
in the rally. Once he gets around in this position here, you're in trouble.
We have a little bit of magic. A little bit of magic everywhere. And a lot of bit of magic here at Coffee Break Tennis Studios today. We're really excited because, now I have to say, a lot of fun and games it is, Wimbledon. That's just the way sport goes, as Rafa Nadal would say. Anyways, I got this in the mail today. The latest edition of Taylor Fritz magazine. And it made me feel bad. But not just for Taylor Fritz. Because when you target someone with negative things that I say about Taylor Fritz, there's always people close by in the unit, like Michael Muscles Russells, with all that sunscreen he puts on his face. Maybe he gets his feelings hurt by the way I make fun of Taylor Fritz. Maybe Paul Anaconda definitely got his feelings hurt in that last video with the Joker Nole song. When it showed him kind of looking like a dope in Federer's box as he watched Federer lose those match points at the U.S. Open. I'm sure he's sour about that too, but there's one person in the Taylor Fritz camp who gets hurt the most when I target Taylor Fritz, and she gets hurt even more when Taylor Fritz doesn't perform. And I know when people make fun of Taylor Fritz, it probably hurts his chances to win these big matches at the Grand Slams. There's another victim, not just Taylor Fritz. Don't forget his girlfriend Morgs, who was able to increase her followership, her viewership on Instagram and YouTube by a lot after Taylor Fritz shushed the crowd at the French Open. Didn't get any spectacle like that this time. Although Morgs didn't have a great chance to take her picture in front of Centre Court while her boyfriend played tennis upon it, she did get to show us on Court 17 her version of tennis. This is Tennis Morgan's version, where she stands in front of it, and as suggested by MShellX in this comment, she is Wimbledon. If only one day they can both be Wimbledon, and Taylor Fritz can hold up that big trophy, just like I'm holding up the latest edition of Taylor Fritz magazine. Welcome to the latest installment of Italian Sparkling Mineral Wasser Break Tennis with your host, me, Matt Bradshaw. Happy to have you here. So much action to talk about today, and so much action to look forward to for tomorrow's show. So let's go live into the computer and take a look at my beautiful, beautiful little draw here. A masterpiece, if I may say so. Don't pay attention to the X's. Just look at all the checks. We're going to go live into the computer so you can see it up close. Straight into the draw we go, and into the draw we will stay. It's the old half a show, half a podcast switcheroo I pulled on you. Yeah, I got Carlos right. That's not a tough pick. But, a lot of stuff leading up to it looks pretty good on here. A lot of check marks I see. Now, Zverev didn't come through. I mean, can you blame me for that? That's a pretty big surprise. Grigor is looking good, but he might get the old Andy Murray done to him. I think he comes through and wins it, but I wouldn't be shocked if Tiafoe found a way to make it a match and somehow comes out on top. Holger Rune, what a take a look at this. The Runer coaster. I like it. I'm down to ride the Runer coaster again. Medvedev, got it. Leheshka didn't get him, had Sarandolo, so that's my big mistake there. Now Eubanks, I don't know what I was thinking when I did this. Since then, I've circled it because it's such a big upset that I called. And maybe I did it just to be like kind of, just to spite Cam Norrie, not fully believing it. But I definitely knew he had a shot. And I don't know, why didn't I just put him in the fourth round? There's nobody else that could have met him in that third round after he comes up with the big upset. So I'm going to give myself the win on that and say I did put him in. Now, this is dumb to put a question mark and not even take a pick. So yeah, if you would have forced me to pick, I would have gone with Eubanks. I hope. Anyway, so I got Eubanks. Not many people have that, surely. And I don't have Tsitsipas, but I had Murray, and we knew it was if Murray won or Tsitsipas won, the other one would likely come through and keep going. Although I wasn't feeling very good about Stef's chances at the beginning of the draw. Who can blame me? He's been impressive enough. Does Stef beat Eubanks? I think so. Let's look at some stats really quick and talk about Carlos, though. Carlos is on the thumbnail of the video, right? Anyways, Alcaraz had a real test today, and it felt like, in that fourth set, he was down a break. I think he was down a double break. I think he was down 4-1 in the set. But I remember one game in particular where there was, 2 double faults, and I'm thinking like this can get out of hand pretty quick for Alcaraz here if he doesn't, if he's not careful. He can have what happened to Cam Norrie happen to him, what we've seen happen to Rafa over the years. A tall guy who's hot lately. He's been winning on clay, but he's also been winning on grass. Here at Wimbledon, obviously, he's been winning on grass. But anyways, this guy's been hot the last couple months of the season, and he's the kind of profile, the big, tall server with big server, big, tall guy. He's a profile that can be an upset maker at Wimbledon. Anyway, so this was good. Like I was saying, I thought it would be Zverev, but it's Berrettini instead. Obviously, maybe Berrettini saw that headline I was talking about that said, Berrettini is rich and successful now. He's got his Hugo Boss deal. He's done pretty well with tennis already, and he's handsome. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. No headline is this long. And he's handsome, but does he want to be good at tennis anymore? It was something along those lines. Anyways, maybe he saw that same thing I saw and was like, yeah, I still want to be good at tennis. And then what better place to do it? It's good for his game. His slice backhand looked really good to me in that match over Zverev. And, the two-hander wasn't always like the best shot for him, but it's pretty good. Obviously, it's been pretty good since he's been in the top 10. And slice backhand so good on the grass for him, and of course the big serve and the big forehand that's going to be effective everywhere. That's why he's had success. So anyways, a great win for Zverev, and like I was saying, Carlos, this is good preparation playing Jarry, big tall guy with a big bomb serve. Good thing that he saw it, was challenged by it, and found a way to overcome it. But if we look at the stats, so he was out hit 48 winners to 41, and yeah, Jarry ended up having more unforced errors in the end. But Alcaraz had a ton of unforced errors. Anyway, so he's the winner, so it doesn't matter in the end. You got a healthy percentage of first serves in, hit a ton of aces, but a lot of double faults. I guess that comes with the high winners, but very high unforced errors. Forget about the numbers there, though. That doesn't really matter. What matters to me is that he didn't let it go to 5 sets. That game I was talking about in particular where he had 2 double faults and an unforced error in one game, you see a game like that and it's like contagious and things can fall apart. And for him to have that sense of urgency and belief in himself, like Holger Rune today, I think it was the 3rd set for Holger Rune where he was down and he kind of tanked. He just kind of served and volleyed a bunch and took no time. It was Kyrgios-esque. Took no time in between points, kept serving and volleying, and didn't really seem to care if he won or lost the point. He was just going to burn that set. If I win the points, great. Maybe I'll have a chance to get back into it. If I don't, I want to finish this set. And maybe it was smart for him. Maybe he doesn't have the faith in his body that Alcaraz has. Alcaraz is a little more developed physically. Anyways, enough about that. I was just impressed that Alcaraz didn't do that and that he dug in. Because think about it, it's a little bit of a gamble when you're down. I think he was down 4-1 double break, and Alcaraz, I don't know if he decided to dig in right then. He's maybe just never gave up like Rafa style. But, if you put all that energy in and then you lose in a tie break or you get it back to 4-all and then you lose 6-4, something like that, you waste a lot of energy going into the 5th set. And I'm guessing Holger Rune was thinking of some kind of equation like that in his match. But Alcaraz didn't think anything like that. He dug in and he beat this guy in 4. Maybe he feels like he shouldn't be losing to a guy like this in 5 sets. Winning against a guy like this in 5, maybe the way Djokovic would think about a match like this. So great sign for Carlos Alcaraz and the Alcaritos fans. Looking at the stats over here with Tsitsipas and Jarry, 32 winners on 18 unforced errors. That looks really good, right, from Jarry? And then you look at Tsitsipas' stats, and they're not as good, right? What is the math on that? The differential is a lot better for Jarry, right? Tsitsipas is only 7 ahead, 14, so double, and the 14 more winners than unforced errors from Jarry. And it's not like, well, Tsitsipas had a worse percentage, but he hit way more winners. He hit less. He hit 6 winners less. Look at the number above that. Break points won. Tsitsipas 75% conversion, 3 out of 4. And 4 chances for both of them, but Jarry only converted 1 time. That's the difference in clutchness in the tiebreak. So to me, that shows you that this match could have gone bad for Tsitsipas. He had to play, 6 days in a row because of all the rainouts. He never got a break. So impressive, you know. And I'll give him a good shot against Eubanks. Let's go back to our draw. I'll give him a good shot against Eubanks. I mean, he should win that. He's the favorite. If I had to put money on it, I would go with Tsitsipas, but I'm definitely going to be paying attention to that match. And a lot of fun to watch Eubanks. Super aggressive, big banging flat forehand, nice slice, and incredible serve, you know, John Isner-esque. So that'll be a good match. Remember how frustrated Tsitsipas used to get playing John Isner? I wonder if he can't break Eubanks. I'm just going to say it first. I'm not going to be shocked at all if Eubanks wins that thing. But Tsitsipas should win it. All right, so I still like my predictions. Let's swap Murray with Tsitsipas. It's going to be Tsitsipas Meds, I'm going to say. And it's going to be Carlos. And what an idiot. I did it again. I put a question mark on my draw and didn't make a pick. So I'll make the pick here now. Fudge, this is tough. Look, I really love watching Dimitrov. It's like watching Federer to me, kind of. It'll never be that good, obviously. You know what I'm talking about. But it's still, I really enjoy it, and I'm going to extra savor the years that we have Dimitrov on tour, especially here at Wimbledon where he can succeed, you know, for years and years, even when he won't maybe be able to hang physically enough with some guys on clay or hard court. You know he's going to be effective on grass for years to come if he can stay healthy enough. Anyway, so it's nice to see him, and I want to say Grigor, but, man, after that, I don't know. It probably drained Holger. That was a lot. Maybe, I don't know. It's another tough pick. That's why I put a question. Now, I remembered. Why did I put a question mark there? Let's go with Holger Rune. We're going to take the hot young guy. The hot young guy. Oh, my God. All right. Hit the music. We're going to get out of here. Looking pretty good here, except for the RPA. Ignore the X's. But I got Sinner. I think he's going to come through Galan. I'm wrong on both of these. Who's it going to be, Shapo or Safiullin? For the love of God, Shapo. Can you come through this time? It should be Shapo Sinner. That sounds great, right? You would have thought a few years ago, maybe that'd be a match we'd be seeing a couple years ago. Maybe that'd be a match we'd be seeing a lot in the future. I hope it's that. I'm going to go with that because that's what it should be. Come on, Shapo. Don't let us down. I'm pretty confident Sinner will be there. I got Rublev. I got Bublik. I got Hurkacz. I got the Joker. I got this section perfect. I'm really proud of this. I've only made 2 wrong calls, and I got lucky that the guys who won those matches I got wrong. I said Jaume Munar would definitely lose to Isner. Well, he definitely lost in the second round. And I said Lajovic would win, and Lajovic lost because he had chickenpox and was all messed up, and the other guy lost immediately, the wild card. So those guys that ended up beating my picks didn't last very long, so I was wise not to want to pick them. Other than that, everything else in this entire section is correct, and I'm going to stick with it. Bublik takes out Rublev. I sure hope he does. Makes this such a clean draw for me. And Joker, come on. Joker's taking out Hubie. Comment below, Joker fans out there, are you a little bit nervous? I know when I watched Federer his last time at Wimbledon, not knowing that he was going to get bageled in the last set by Hubie, not even thinking that was possible, I was a little nervous about Hubie. Let's hope Hubie smoked the doobie and is not at 100% on his game, because I don't want to see Joker. Could you imagine? That would make this Wimbledon suck if Djokovic lost somehow to freaking Hubie. Not going to happen. We'll be back probably tomorrow, if not the next day. See ya!